My name is Cheryl Anderson. I got my positive result for COVID March 24th of 2020 after having been ill for a little while. Everyone said, including HR, my doctor, everyone said, well, you should be feeling better by now. The common knowledge was that back then it only lasts 10 to 14 days, so why are you still sick? On April 13th, I was admitted to the hospital. I went to the ER because I was not breathing well. It attacked my lungs. After 6 days, I was sent home to be on home oxygen. They felt, once they had weaned me down to about 2 liters of oxygen, they said that they'd had a good amount of success sending people home at that point and leaving them on home oxygen for a while to heal the rest of the way. But I just could not get myself back to normal everyday function. There was a level that I couldn't get past. That was in November that I was sent to start with Andrew here at KORT, and that helped me to have, I guess, a guided transition back to normal life, and so that I wasn't in danger of overexerting myself, so that I had someone who knew how much to push me without pushing me over to where I would end up having a flare-up of inflammation again. As far as normal everyday activities, I'm back to being able to just cook, do laundry, be on my feet, things that people kind of take for granted. I couldn't open a jar, and not just the hard ones, those just any jars, and carrying things.
I'm Andrew Ford. I'm a physical therapist at KORT New Albany, and I am one of the therapists that does the recovery and reconditioning program. Cheryl was one of my first patients that I had. Our goal is to look at what their deficits are, if they have trouble with endurance, if they have trouble with muscle strength, and that's what I did with Cheryl to begin with. And she definitely showed multiple deficits with especially upper body strength, endurance, breathing problems. So those were the things that we focused on during her therapy while she was coming into the clinic. It was slow to start with, and we had to start out with more basic exercises because fatigue was a big problem for her. So any basic active movements were a problem for her. At the beginning of the session, I would always take her vitals, her blood pressure, her oxygen saturation levels, her heart rate, and would monitor those things throughout her session, especially her oxygen levels. And then at the end, take those same vitals again. In the beginning, we would have to rest more often between sets of exercises, but as therapy progressed, we were able to do more and more. Towards the end, we started doing more continuous exercises instead of just doing basic range of motion. We were able to do more functional things like step-ups or squats, riding a bike, doing upper body chest press or rows, things like that. And towards the end, she was able to progress that very well.
He asked me kind of what I wanted to be able to do, and of course those normal things were part of it, but I also wanted to be able to take a hike. And just this week I was able to get out. The weather was beautiful, and I took my first hike since all of this. I decided that if I could do this hike, I think that was probably the line there. So I really wanted to get out and try it and see how it went, and it went great. So.